Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. It is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. And if you've seen the thumbnail, you know what today's news is about, guys. Here, it does deal with NFL teams, but it's mostly Detroit Lions focused. Obviously, it broke to the end of the show yesterday. I believe it was our guy Art Vanderlei breaking the news for us yesterday that during the show, David Montgomery, I was wrong. I was so unbelievably wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong. David Montgomery was traded to the Houston Texans. Now, I will take a little bit of silver lining in that, and I have been saying that the Houston Texans were a David Montgomery player at running back, and I did say that David Montgomery, and you guys will check this about the trade deadline. I was saying David Montgomery will probably end up in Houston or Tennessee. It was a AFC South team. It was one of those two teams that I felt if David Montgomery was to go, he was gonna go to one of those two teams, and he ended up being traded to the Houston Texans for. Now, I have seen conflicting reports. Originally, we had seen that it was for a fifth rounder. And then I had seen it was for a fourth and a seventh rounder. Then it was a fifth rounder and Juice Scruggs. Now I'm seeing, by all accounts, guys, did we get a fourth rounder, a seventh rounder, or a sixth rounder? And Juice Scruggs. I think that what you're really going to find is that fourth round pick will be something that Brad Holmes can utilize to wheel and deal and probably use to kind of juice some deals around the way to move up the draft board, down the draft board, or acquire more assets. As well as Brad Holmes. Look, Juice Scruggs isn't a name that's going to jump off the board to anybody, right? But for a team that's looking to get younger at the offensive line position, okay, and we've seen a cascade event. I was correct on what happened later, and we'll discuss that. Juice Scruggs brings in at least viable competition and a possibility of stabilizing the interior of the offensive line for the Detroit Lions. But we will look at the trade grades as David Montgomery and Texans secure much-needed help in backfields, and the Lions gain a slew of assets, what CBS has for us. And then because I am such a big David Montgomery, I do have my own Twitter pulled up over here. Make sure to follow me on X at @hat_and_beard. I have David Montgomery's farewell to the Detroit Lions. I then also have David Montgomery went ahead and dropped an audio message to the Detroit Lions fandom, which is pretty cool, man. I admit I am a big old David Montgomery fan, and I have been since he was in college. He's one of the good ones, both on the field and off the field. So, I'm kind of getting into my feels a little bit over there. Shifting gears, but keeping it about the same. Third verse, same as the first. Pros and cons of the Lions possibly replacing David Montgomery with James Conner, a veteran running back who has had 2,000-yard seasons in Arizona under Drew Petzing. We'll see what Christian Boer has for us over at Lions on SI, and then we're going to shift it over to the pod, Pride of Detroit. You know him. You guys know who it's going to be. If it's the pod, it's Jeremy Reisman. Lions release center Graham Glasgow in cap savings move. Nothing against the man, personally. But I don't have anywhere near the amount of feels that I do about Glasgow being moved out of Detroit and versus like a David Montgomery, right? But Glasgow gone, gonna save us some money on the cap, and we've been talking about it, guys. We've been talking about it. Zach Roberts over at Carolina Panthers on SI. They want to keep a crucial free agent, but Detroit Lions and others lurk. The Lions have emerged as a top suitor. My guy, Cade Mays down there in Carolina. So, by all indicators, it looks like the Lions said, hey, yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get assets, possibly. We'll see how it all shakes out. All of that and your chats as well as it looks like, yeah, we're over on Kick. Sorry, I don't have Kick pulled up because, so I don't know what's going on over there. But if you're kicking over on Kick, you guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Hat and Beard Show. This is a bastion of sanity in a sea of nonsense. Mad Hatter Nation, you guys, we are based Based AF over here. We are the most based Detroit Lions NFL content creation station here on YouTube and Kick. Going to probably try out again over at Rumble eventually here. But make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. right here at youtube.com, Kick, and potentially expanding to Rumble. Go ahead and like the video. Share this around with every single person you've ever met. People you meet at the gas station today. Tell them, hey, you should subscribe to Hat and Beard. Check them out. You might like them. We see people with Lions apparel on. Ask them if they've ever checked out the Hat and Beard show. They might like it. Then you can also play a little game with us there if you're sitting at home. Go ahead and as we go article, go ahead and share this link copied on your clipboard. It does boost us up a little bit in the algorithm. Now, just so you guys know, there is a little bit of a barrier to entry here at the Hat and Beard show. To maintain our high level of prestige and pedigree, you do have to put a little bit of skin in the game if you want to hang out with the rest of the hooligans down in the chat here at the Hat and Beard Show. Mad Hatter Nation does have a small bit of skin in the game. You do have to invest a subscription. That's all you got to do is subscribe to the channel if you want to engage in the chat with the rest of everybody else. They're wondering where you're at right now. I'm looking at them right now. People are wondering what's going on, what's happened. My mom's hanging out. Art's here. Rick's here. Shout out, Mr. Detroit City. Bro, talk about dedication. My guy is vacation. He's on a cruise. He ain't even in the continental United States. My guy's on vacation. He's turning up. If he's turning up while hot tubbing with 19 Pittsburgh Steelers players and coaching staff, because my guy rubs elbows with the upper echelon. Oh, the cream of the crop, Mr. Detroit City. Shout out him. He's here tuning in, so I don't know why you can't either. I appreciate all you guys. Beantown, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Derek Harp's tuning in all the way from the West Coast. Dedication. Brandy, thank you so much for the shout out on my Twitter. That's what's up. American Boxer, we will talk about David Montgomery, my guy. Gun Guy's here. What's up, brother? Brent Lighton and Gav's. Dude, yo, Gav in the house, dude. Y'all, dude, we got a damn, brother. We are all swinging heavy. I'll try and do the best I can to keep you guys entertained. All right, let's go ahead and kick it over to Jocko and get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
He picked up a lot of gas lighting on dude, why are people now? Okay, yo, American Boxer, shout out. This is something that I have kind of seen. Look, I can't remember who it was. I feel like it was on X. But somebody had a line and they were like, hey, you guys, look, I'm very biased when it comes to David Montgomery because I've been such a big fan of him for so long. But we felt kind of the same way when Ja Willie. You guys remember Ja Willie? Yeah, think. Well, let's go ahead and hop in our old DeLorean here. Let's get off the grandma wagon, get into our DeLorean, and take a little trip back in time to when we had Jay Willie. Ja Willie, your little dog, you want to piss on the porch. Jay Willie, you know what I'm saying? And we were all heartbroken when Jay Willie went to New Orleans. And what happened? Jay Willie hit that wall. Do I think Montgomery is at that point? No. However, in the business side of things, and this is where you have to separate the head from the heart, right? And you got to understand the business decision here in the NFL. And it was, unfortunately, the usage of David Montgomery lent him to being a high-value asset. We were able to get multiple draft picks and a reserve / possibly starting position player in exchange. Got younger at one position in a group that we actually needed help at. Gives us more flexibility, and the Lions were already turning the reins over fully and completely to Jahmyr Gibbs. Somebody's driving down the road at their tailgate wide open on their SUV, and it looks weird to me. But, it is what it is. Derek Harp's syndicate lost his mind. I'm sure he did, dude. And now, I don't have anything against Lions syndicate, okay? If I'm being honest, guys like him serve a very good purpose. they allow you to exercise the gray matter up in your brain, right? We can't all just be a bunch of smooth brains running around here in the pride, right? We ain't gonna get nowhere. That's how you get to 0-16 teams with smooth brain decisions. But that's kind of a shtick, you know. I'm just saying, it's kind of a shtick is to be a little bit outraged, a little bit more of a against the grain type decision. And I don't have anything against him. Clearly, it's worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can understand. Yeah, we got a 4th round pick and maybe a backup lineman. That's all we got, Gab. I thought maybe we got a 6th rounder or 7th and a 7th next year. Gotcha. Thanks, Brent. Appreciate that. 7th next year. That's what it was. I wish David the best. Mr. Detroit City, me too, bro. Me too. I really do think he's... I think I said it to you in a comment. I really do see David Montgomery easily being able to hit 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns with Houston, whether he's the starter or not. He is a very competitive and high-end athlete. You know what I mean? The guy has... And he's still got plenty left in the tank. Does he have 5 years left in the tank? Probably not. Okay. Like, David Montgomery is the epitome of above average, but steady Eddie. You know what I'm saying? He is above average, but he's never going to be your 2,200-yard rusher, right? So by that metric, you can kind of project average career span onto him. Does he have 5 years? Probably not. 3 years at high-end usage? Probably not. A year and a half at 200 touches or projected to? Yeah, probably. Do you want him to be your workhorse back? He could probably handle it, but if you have a younger person like Woody Marks or something like that, also in-house, it gives you that dynamic. He can kind of do what he did with Gibbs to another player. And this is the career arc of most running backs that to prolong their longevity. You know what I'm saying? I just hope David gets appreciated for the good character guy he is. That's exactly it, dude. He's a good guy on and off the field. I would root for the Texans, but they have Ohio State QB. Yeah, but Brent, shout out. And I thought Stroud is going to be a shitbag, dude. I didn't think he was going to work out because of the Ohio State quarterback narrative. Look at CJ Stroud breaking that narrative, dude. Monty's a good guy, good running back who deserves the opportunity. Hell yeah. Being that I live in Houston, this gives reason to be hopeful. I think the Lions made a mistake because Gibbs can't block or push between the tackles. American Boxer, he's not as good at pass pro, I'll give you that. But Jahmyr Gibbs is a little bit underrated for his ability to work between the tackles. I think because he's so explosive in space that we tend to overlook his actual physical prowess between the tackles. It is underrated. He's not the best. He's not David Montgomery, but he's also not Javid Best. You know what I'm saying? Like he can get it done. So let's talk about the grade out here, the trade. All right, guys. So according to CBS, the Texans got David Montgomery, and we got a 4th round pick, a 7th round pick, which you guys are saying is a next year's pick, and Juice Scruggs to kind of juice the deal. I'll be here all week, guys. Hold your applause. Just throw money. That's while the specifics laid out, let's roll up our sleeves, pull our out the red pen, and grade the deal between the two franchises. Detroit, CBS has given us a B-. As we noted earlier, Holmes was dealing with a player who may or may not have wanted out, so getting multiple draft picks along with a player in return is solid. Montgomery was the 1B in Detroit's backfield over the last few years, but his role started to diminish with Gibbs ascending to superstar status and carrying even more of the workload. That trend was only going to continue in 2026, likely furthering Montgomery's discontent, so moving on from a player whose role is only getting smaller within your offense makes sense. Montgomery also had no guaranteed money left on his contract, so he likely would have looked for a revamped contract, making this a savvy financial move by the Lions as well. They avoid needing to shell out money at a running back entering his age 29 season. See, that is kind of the wall that they're running into. All that said, Detroit's backfield is now not as deep as it once was. While the timeshare was becoming lopsided, the duo of Gibbs and Montgomery was a great 1-2 punch. That also kept Gibbs fresh. Well, that is true, but just so we're clear, there is a possibility, and I know this sounds very crazy to everybody. There is the possibility that we get another running back that you can use to do the same thing with. That's all I'm saying. It is possible. Juice Scruggs. Meanwhile, Juice Scruggs is a worthwhile dice roll to add to the competition along with the offensive line to see if he sticks. Scruggs was a second-round pick in 2023 out of Penn State and could be in the mix to be the team's new starting center, where he played in college and during his first year of his career. Houston demoted Scruggs last season to a rotational depth piece along the interior. That's not something you like to see. Houston gets a B. The Texans need to do something about their lackluster running game, and Montgomery increased the talent level of the backfield. With that in mind, they are a better team on Monday than they were on Sunday before the deal. In 25, they were at the bottom of the barrel in most rushing stats, including dead last in yards per rush after contact. While Monty's bowling ball reputation as a runner, he should help claw them out of the basement in that category in 2026. This trade should also free second-year running back Woody Marks up for a larger role in the passing game. Marks caught only 24 balls for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns during his rookie season, but he has the potential to be a legit threat as a receiver out the backfield. With Monty likely handling the short yardage situations, Houston would be wise to kick the tires on Marks as a true passing down back while sprinkling him in on the early downs. It certainly wouldn't be the Sonic and Knuckles duo that Detroit enjoyed with Gibbs and Montgomery, but there is potential there to get a little bit more dynamic with Marks in 2026 thanks to this trade. And this also allows the Texans to cut fellow veteran Joe Mixon, who missed last season due to injury, and they'd clear $8 million off the cap by releasing him. So, yeah, I think that David Montgomery's arrival, pretty soon here, we're going to have to start calling David Montgomery the Grim Reaper of the running back rooms. Because, look, it could be said that drafting Jahmyr Gibbs is what led to DeAndre Swift being traded. But it could also be said that the David Montgomery signing to Detroit led to DeAndre Swift being traded. And now that David Montgomery is going to be in Houston, well, it looks like the Grim Reaper is going to strike again with Joe Mixon. I'm not saying that to be negative on David Montgomery. I'm just recognizing patterns where I see them. I do want to give a big shout out to David Montgomery. This is a really, really well written farewell by David Montgomery. Go ahead and slap the like button here. It's hard to find the right words for a goodbye like this. Detroit has never just been a location to me. It's been a community. And you all have been more than supporters or a team. You have been steady hands, loud cheers, honest feedback, and quiet strength when I needed it most. You believed in me when things were uncertain. You stood beside me through challenges. You showed up consistently, fiercely, unapologetically. There is something special about the people here. The resilience, the loyalty, the way you don't just support someone, you ride with them. I have felt that from each of you, and I will never take that lightly. This isn't a goodbye because something ended. It's goodbye because something grew, and growth sometimes calls us forward. Please know this. Everything I do next carries a piece of Detroit with it. The work ethic, the edge, the heart. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for pushing me. Thank you for walking this chapter with me. I am beyond grateful, and I'll always be proud to say I was shaped by this city and by you. With appreciation and respect, Demo. I thought that was a really nice farewell letter that he wrote to the fans. And then he went on to release an audio recording. So here we go. We're going to check this out. Let's go ahead and play this.
Hey, to the homie Chef and to the rest of the city of Detroit. It's your boy Demo, Knuckles. Some of y'all call me Monty. Whatever it is. I just want to let y'all know that the kind of love that I have for y'all holds a special place in my heart. Going to a place where it's a blue-collar place, city filled with life, hope, unconditional love. I mean, coming from somebody who ain't really had nothing coming up and being accepted like family, I can't thank y'all enough. My appreciation is beyond my own understanding sometimes, but I appreciate y'all a lot. Y'all went hard for me, and for the people that's like true fans and really still show love to me no matter where I am, they also understand how hard it is for me to leave such a place that I was loved. But I'm a firm believer that God blesses us It takes us through moments and times in our lives where it's ran its course. In terms of the Detroit Lions football team, I appreciate them for giving me an opportunity to showcase my ability on another height. Super appreciative. Couldn't thank them enough. To the homies, my teammates, man, y'all know how we rock, man. Just because I'm going somewhere else, it don't change the love and the kind of respect I got for y'all boys, too, because day in, day out, I worked with y'all boys for 3 years, and I appreciate y'all for that. To some of the rare people that I met along the way who wear and they bleed what it is to be a resident here in Detroit, I appreciate you for showing me something that I didn't know that Detroit had. Resilience, hope, love, organic relationships, authentic emotions, authentic, like I can't even fathom the words to show how much I appreciate y'all. When I come back, it's always up, and it's always gonna be respect. Love from me to you. Demo out.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, did you catch what he said there? The love and the resilience and the authenticity. Bro, that's the reason why we like guys like Dan Campbell, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we like all these guys, bro. What the hell's going on here? Bro, what's going on? I have no idea, man. Sorry, I'm just fucking around with stuff and I don't know what's going on with it. Fucking Luddite over here. Sorry, guys. But it just kind of goes to, like, all hand in hand with Dan Campbell and the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? I just like it. We ain't posers and shit. Sorry, guys. Just having a bunch of tech issues over here on my end. It's getting bananas. So, how do we feel about all that, chat? How we feeling? Let's keep pushing out good dudes like Monty to bring in more lost wanna be thugs who are stuck in trouble. Yep, dude. Yes. Brad knows his type and will stick with his plan. That's what I'm saying, Detroit City, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. I hope he doesn't bring in more shitbags, dude. Hell yeah, Brandy. I love that, dude. Now to tell you, this is not the same organization. You must be new. Ha! No shit, dude. No shit. What's up, Duncan? Good to see you, dude. Monty was a free agent we grabbed and went 15-2. That's true, dude. Demo Class Act. Hell yeah, guys. I'm glad you guys feel this. Hell yeah. So, fans go defend losers and applaud when guys like Monty gets pushed out. Show if I had joke half the fans. I mean, not applauding that he's getting pushed out. It's just we applaud the let's get some troubled youth like we're in the It is a real Campbell like, dude. It's that like 8-yard pass that Goff had to him when they were wearing the black jerseys. Gosh, who were we playing? I can't remember who we were playing. But he catches this, like, really low, like, 8-yard pass from Goff. You know what I'm talking about? And he just, like, lowers his entire upper body and just bowling balls right into a defender and just cracks him and then ends up ripping off, like, a 30-yard gain, dude. It was awesome. NFL likes Gibbs. Yeah, dude. And to be fair, Gibbs is a very special player. I'm the antithesis of everything Mr. City says. He is a SOLF. Oh, SOL. God, I see what you're saying. I see, same old Lions fan. Derp. I'm a derpy derper. I do agree with you that the NFL does really like Jahmyr Gibbs, but Gibbs is a very special player, dude. He's a special player. He's got a lot of talent, and at a certain point, you have to see exactly what you can get out of him. Unfortunately, the more you use Alvin Kamara, the more he turns into Alvin Kamara. Does that make sense? Alvin Kamara was very special for a short period of time. Who's applauding it? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think a lot of people are bummed out about it. I don't know if we're necessarily applauding it, dude, but, like, one, I think we got a relatively fair trade. Like, I do think we got a good deal out of all of it, the art of the deal. I think we got a pretty good exchange. I'm not necessarily sold on Scruggs, but, it does give us more competition. And the reality is you had to get what you could get out of Demo. There's no more guaranteed money on his contract, which would have led to a restructure. He's hitting age 29. And if we want to talk about it from a business perspective for David Montgomery, and you want to have the best chance to be utilized the most and showcase their talents, I mean, I'd said it during the trade deadline. The best thing for Demo is for him to be gone, not be gone, but to be traded out of Detroit. Not be gone like in a bad context, but like, someplace else. That's the best thing for him, Maybe not be the best thing for us, but as far as a business decision, if he wanted to actually be able to maximize and have his best attempt at the most stats he could get, this is the best thing for him. Would I have liked to have seen a third rounder instead of a fourth and a future seventh? Yeah, but for all we know, Brad's already packaged those picks up for a deal. So, in lieu of David Montgomery, what are the Lions to do? Well, obviously, the first name that comes to mind is the Drew Petzing connection with James Conner. James Conner, they made a big move Monday, trading Monty. We know that. Blah, blah, blah. Monty and Gibbs. This has some to do with Monty taking a true backseat to Gibbs over the course of the year rather than traditional blah, blah, blah. One potential option to replace Montgomery could hit free agent market soon, as the Arizona Cardinals are reportedly expected to release James Conner in a cost-cutting move. I'm not overly sold on this. This would create a similar partnership to what Detroit had previously with Monty and Gibbs, and makes plenty of logical sense. Should Conner hit the open market, he has a strong connection to Detroit through the team's new OC, Lil Spud. Prior to coming to the Lions, Spud was the previous 3 years in Arizona. We know that. An injury-limited Conner in 25, but he went over 1,000 yards plateau into the 2 previous seasons under Lil Spud's watch. With the Lions' identity being the run game, Campbell seemingly excited about Petzing's schemes in this area. Conner could be the perfect quick study to add to the offense to spell and complement Gibbs. Yes, he's going to come in and he's going to go Expelliarmus, and you run good, you are fast. See? He spelled and complimented Jahmyr Gibbs. It's no secret Gibbs is tough to take off the field with his explosiveness and big play ability every time he touches the ball. However, the Lions were able to maximize him by limiting the tread put on his tires and at times riding the hot hand in Montgomery. Well, yes. And then John Morton came to town. And he ruined Sonic. Guys, why didn't we start calling John Morton Dr. Robotnik or Eggman? Dr. Eggman or whatever he's called. Why didn't we say... He killed Sonic and Knuckles, dude. Or we could have just called him Sega because he destroyed the Sonic and Knuckles brand. This is all John Morton's fault. I will never forgive John Morton. I will never forgive Johnny Moe Screens. While the partnership with Monty has apparently grown sour, there's no doubt that a veteran presence in the backfield to pair with Gibbs would be solid for the offense. The big questions will pertain to Conner's market. Should he hit free agency? And his healthy? God damn it. See, this is the problem, dude. This is where I get all pissed off. I'm doing this shit for free. And at least I openly admit to you guys that I have a terrible fucking reading level. These guys are getting... This is his job. Questions will pertain to Conner's market. Should he hit free agency? And his healthy. What is his healthy? I don't understand that. Monty doesn't have an injury of history is correct. He did have that knee injury, though, 2 years ago, Mr. Detroit City. But no, he's not an injury-prone player. We're not going to read the grade. Part of the reason Lions inclined to move on from Monty was the fact that he had 2 more years on his contract, and the thought of paying him, as well as a potential market-setting extension for Gibbs as soon as the offseason made little financial sense. As a result, the Lions likely won't feel inclined to spend big on a external running back yet. Conner could wind up being the perfect low-buy candidate coming off an ankle injury. GM Brad Holmes has signed several players like this ilk during his time with Detroit, and Conner would become the latest example. Please, God, no! No! Dear God, no! No, no, no! No! No, don't! God, don't. No. I'm done reading this article. No. I'm done reading this article because I don't want to give any more credibility to this. No. I'm so sick and tired of this. Shout out Mr. Detroit City, bro. You called it, dude. This is, if we go James Conner, dude, this is that same old Melvin shit, dude. This is that same old getting somebody's broken down piece of shit. And to your point, Mr. Detroit City, I seen you saying this earlier on. What's the other option we do? Go get Aaron Jones? No. Nope. I am fading the veteran running back because here's the thing, guys. They said in here, a veteran presence to help Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is about to sign a second contract. He is a veteran, okay? He's not a rookie running back. He's not coming off an electrifying first year, okay? Jahmyr Gibbs is the veteran running back. So, now that we have an extra 4th-round pick, hiya, hello, there are 2 guys at Penn State that are going to be there, and one of them we met with during the Combine. Why not save a bunch of money by switching your auto insurance to Geico? And instead of going and paying for a veteran running back, a broken down, busted ass piece of shit, James Conner, no offense, go get yourself a young guy. Gibbs is now the veteran. That doesn't mean he has to take a back seat. He's your primary back. But this whole, you need a veteran running back to pair with Jahmyr Gibbs. He is a veteran running back. Knock this shit off, dude. And no, I am not going down this road of kicking the tires. We are not that franchise anymore. We are not a rebuild. We do not need to take gambles on players with high ceiling, but a history of season-ending injuries. We are not that guy anymore. We don't need to do that shit anymore. Stop it. Get some help. Get the fuck out of here. James Conner. No. Sorry, Christian Boer, bro. This is nope. No. Not gonna. Nope. Not my cup of tea, guys. Not my cup of tea. How do we feel, Mad Hatter Nation? I know I'm got a little off the rails there, but like, bro, I'm so sick of this shit, dude. Jake from State Farm says, fuck Geico. Hell yeah, Jake from State Farm does say fuck Geico. 100%. Brad has my ire with linebacker core. Oh, for sure. There are enough decent rookie running backs this draft. There you go, Art. Hell yeah. My one and only issue with Detroit has been arrogant, Mr. No Resume. Yeah, dude. I'll give you that, Mr. Detroit City. The Emmanuel Mosleys, the Michael Brockers, the Marcus Davenpoops, the hypothetical James Conner. Okay. This is not the team you need to be anymore. We are no longer... Yes, we did finish the bottom of the division, but we're above 500. Okay. We are not this top 5 pick team anymore. Okay. You don't need to be taking these big swings. You don't need to be overpaying for players because we're Detroit and it's where players go to die. Stop this. Stop it. Get some help. Come on now. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. right here at YouTube and Kick with plans once I figure exactly out how to do the Rumble thing. I'm coming for you, baby. Detroit Lions release Graham Glasgow in cap savings move. Gonna go ahead and take me a little victory lap on that one. I said yesterday, when I seen we got Juice Scruggs, I was like, well, Glasgow's getting cut then for sure. I mean, now, to be fair, that is about the equivalent of me sticking my hand under a faucet and going, this is wet. Lions released veteran O-line Graham Glasgow in a cap savings move. It's going to free up $5.5 million in cap space. The Lions announced on Monday that they have released offensive lineman the Glasgow. We know his career here. With a strong return season to Detroit, he earned a 3-year, $20 million extension in 24. However, when he was forced to play left guard in 24, the center then in 25 after Ragnow's sudden retirement, despite right guard being his most natural spot. After struggles in the past 2 seasons, the Lions have opted to release Glasgow before the final year of his deal. He was set to make $6.5 million in 2026. The Lions are believed to serious overhaul their offensive line this season after the entire unit took a step back in 25. While Taylor Decker is expected to return for 26, the Lions will now be in the search for a starting center. Tater Ratledge, the team's 25 second-round pick, remains an option there. So is Juice Scruggs, the former Texans offensive lineman acquired in the David Montgomery trade. However, expect a trade to add more competition in the interior offensive line as free agency kicks off next week. At this point, it's unclear if Glasgow, who's 33 years old, will play another season or call it a career after 10 years in the NFL. I'm grateful for the 7. I'm not going to read Graham Glasgow's farewell. I don't care enough. I was so irritated with his play. Good luck. There. Good luck. Just good luck. Go do your thing, Graham Glasgow. Just. You guys feel that? That is the weight of a 300-pound, $5.5 million salary cap anchor being lifted off of our shoulders. Oh. Whew. Shake that off, dude. I'm going to shake it off, dude, because Graham Glasgow's going to eat. And he's going to suck. And he's going to blow the cap. So we're going to cut his ass. Fucking. And finally, guys, what do we have here? Well, obviously, the center position now is 100% a big gaping hole along the front 5 of the Detroit Lions. As it stands, we have 4 guys, starters, and now the biggest question mark on our offensive line. I think heading into the last week and a half, we could have said that it was 2 big question marks. Decker, retirement, Glasgow, retirement/cut, right? Decker cleared the fog of war. Hey, look, I'm coming back. Okay, fine. This is the class to see who falls to the mid-rounds to maybe take another guy who would be a quote-unquote developmental project player, but is farther along in their development than our last developmental offensive lineman project player, Giovanni Manu. Okay. If we're in the 4th round and Gunter Dunker is still for some reason there, you take Gunter Dunker. Jennings Dunker. I call him Gunter Dunker. Or, I don't know if we let a guy like Max Finkel as Einhorn pass the 2nd round if he's there, right? However, okay, so Glasgow or Decker clears the air around there. Yesterday, the Lions move Montgomery and acquire a piece. How big of a piece this is going to be to the puzzle, yet to be determined, right? But a piece. So now the biggest question mark is what to do at the center position. But the biggest question mark of what is in-house already is Christian Mahogany going to continue to develop? Or is he going to continue to shit the bed? Now, last year he was a little retarded in his development due to a leg injury. Okay, that was kind of not really disclosed the actual nature of the leg injury. It was just a leg injury, right? It did retard his development. I do think Frazier played okay. We'll see what we got in him. Ratledge, obviously, is going to do Ratledge things. He should be the future at the right guard spot next to Penne forever and ever and ever. Amen. Both of them get inducted into the Hall of Fame together as the most dominant right-sided offensive line in the history of the NFL. So outside of the biggest question mark of what we do at center, of the 4 pieces we have left, I guess we need to start really kind of focusing on Christian Mahogany, Miles Frazier, what we're going to do at that left guard spot, and then so it'd go center, what we're going to do at the left guard spot, what's going to solidify there is the development there, and then the future picks at the left tackle spot, the heir apparent, if it were to Taylor Decker. But one of the question marks that we could look to really just nail, okay? I don't know if the acquisition of Juice Scruggs is going to diminish this talking point, if that is the direction that we want to go, maybe Scruggs with a draft pick. Or Scruggs is just a little bit of an add-in, a rotationary piece, right? Something that we know, okay, Awashika's no longer there. Frazier maybe becomes our more of a swing tackle type position. We need another rotationary piece. Juice can play both center and guard. We're effectively getting a younger version of a Graham Glasgow. Hypothetically, this is just me just spitballing right here. But, and you guys have heard me talk about it quite a bit, Cade Mays. The Panthers want to keep the crucial free agent, but the Lions and others lurk. This is the guy. This is our guy right here. The Panthers currently do not have anyone on the roster who can play center. Cade May is arguably both their best center and most important free agent, may not be back. The same goes for Corbett and Brady Christensen. It's unlikely that the Panthers will bring back one or two of those players, but they may face an uphill battle in bringing back Mays. He's the best of the bunch. He also has the hottest market of the three. Outside of Tyler Linderbaum, who's been extremely costly, and Connor McGovern, Mays likely tops the center market. And while the Panthers want to keep him, they may be completely unable to. Mays is someone the Panthers want to keep, but they could bow out of the bidding depending on what the Lions or other interested teams are willing to spend on the 6'6", 325-pounder, says Joe Persons, a team insider for the Panthers. The Lions make a lot of sense for Mays. They lost Frank the Tank last season, and his failed comeback bid in 25 didn't materialize. The simple fact that he tried to return but could not suggests that the center may be the team's biggest need. They have some internal candidates, but Mays ends up being Mays may end up being their top target. Free agency is before the draft, so it wouldn't be a surprise if they preferred to sign Mays rather than try to draft a center. If that's the case, the Lions have less salary cap space than the Panthers, but they also have fewer needs. The Lions can afford to devote as much as they can to Mays. The Panthers, probably not. Of course, the Lions won't be the only team interested. The Texans are inked to Mays earlier this offseason. There are a ton of teams who may want a versatile interior offensive lineman who can play center. And then they go on to continue about replace, because this is a Panthers, it's actually SI on Panthers webpage, so they go on to talk about the possible replacement. But I like Cade Mays. Okay, I think this is a solid instant starter. You bring the guy in and you solidify the center position for the next 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I hate late third round grade on Miles Frazier. You had a late third round grade on Frazier. Yeah, dude. I thought Frazier is sneaky good. I think he could be a solid piece moving forward for the Lions. I just, we'll see. Juice is not mobile, not like Graham at all. He is tough to move, and you can run around him. He does not move well. Yeah, that's kind of the thing I was looking at him, dude. He was kind of a big, like a rock in the middle. Like he's gonna be there, but he's gonna be right there. He's not gonna go from there to there. He's just gonna stay right there. You know what I'm saying? Just, if we get Mays, Mormon Oak will be turning a new leaf. Is he from there? Rick? That'd be dope if he is. Juice is a rock, exactly. You know what I'm saying, Brent? Yeah, he's just a big rock that just sits there, dude. I think Juice, Rat, Frazier, Mormon Oak will be tried out at center. Fair enough, dude. Brad Holmes also needs to dump all these projects they're not working out. Sorsdahl, Levi. Yeah, Art, 100%. And just like we were saying, or like I was saying about stopping, signing these injured players because we're not that team anymore. We're also not that team anymore that we need to be taking swings on players in the draft that are injured. We don't need to do that. It's unnecessary. It's an unnecessary gamble. We're no longer that franchise. We're no longer in dire straits. We no longer need to move microwave ovens. We no longer have to build custom kitchens, delivery. We got to move refrigerators. We've got to move these colored TVs. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm dumb, dude. I'm dumb, Rick. It's because I learned to read at a Leering Center. Yeah, dude. Juice gave up 0 sacks and 300 snaps, but he graded terrible in every other metric. Yeah, I seen that, dude. He's kind of a pass pro only type dude. Seth McLaughlin. You're right, Jack. Shout out, Jack. Yeah, dude. He was our project player this year, especially for the interior offensive line. Seth McLaughlin, coming off a ruptured Achilles, even though he was a Remington Award winner in college, spent the whole year on the Cincinnati Bumbles practice squad. Yeah, that's right, Seth McLaughlin. Well, boys and girls, it is a little bit shorter of a day today. Admittedly, I had to poop before the show, so that's why we got a little bit of a later start on it. And there's not a lot of news. There's not a lot of news to talk about. Ah, you caught it, Art. You caught that Dire Straits reference, dude. Yeah, dude. You see, I might be 37, almost 38 years old on the outside, but on the inside, I'm basically Andy Rooney. Yeah, dude, he was the best center in college before his Achilles, dude. He's a Remington Award winner. Maybe for Catholic Pine. I do. I do. Actually, speaking of Catholic smells, we finally got our candle from Michael Knowles, the Smells and Bells candle. It's actually quite nice. Any thoughts on the TA situation, how that's going to work out? Art, I have thoughts on TA. I was a pretty ardent defender of TA's play on the field. I felt like we really needed to give him as much leeway this year and really like allow him to really have a full season this year. And whatever happens this year, we know the ceiling to TA, right? What I don't like about TA is him being led around by his dick and letting some woman get him into trouble off the field, because it sounds like this was some room temperature IQ, shoe size IQ, harebrained plan cooked up between some piece of ass that he's hanging out with to get back at some people. And the reality is he needs to stop hanging out with these people, period, point blank, dude. And I do think that the NFL needs to emphasize more on realizing that you are no longer in the hood and the hood can't follow you here anymore. Yes, we want to raise everybody up and out of it, but at a certain point, time after time after time, you see where these players let their past connections just drag them right down. And they might have all the talent in the world, Henry Ruggs, but because they can't keep their brain straight off the field, they end up getting into trouble. And I don't necessarily know everything about the situation around TA Art, but I am to the point now where if there's any inclination around a player, you just cut his sorry ass, or you get whatever you can get and you move on. I don't have time to be fuck-assing around with guys who want to play slap and tickle with their pickle off the field and be sticking their dick in outlets and wondering why they get shocked. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? He's the tree of life, Christian mahogany, religious tree. Now I see it, dude. Rick, my bad, dude. Now I get what you're saying. TA situation with hangover him for a year before anything happens. TA says his grandma raised him right to be husband material. Major reality check for the guy. I'm still pulling for him. Someone robs me, I'm not going to the cops either. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He just needs to look, dude, maybe JMO needs to get his mind right or something. Whatever we did with JMO to get JMO's mind right. And to be fair, this is kind of the same, I mean, it's apples and oranges, but it's still fruit. Okay. JMO is getting in trouble in the offseason, gambling, that situation with a firearm, this is a little bit different. But whatever was said to JMO maybe needs to be said to TA as well. Don't hang out with bad influences, period. Mr. Detroit City, you say it, dude. And we're all like, yeah, duh. But the problem with that statement, my guy, is it's so incredibly common sense. And the only thing common about common sense is that it's grossly uncommon. So yeah, we all go derp, but we're all sitting here on in Mad Hatter Nation, you know what I'm saying? A bastion of sanity and a sea of nonsense. We are the exception. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people don't get it. So maybe TA needs to watch the Hat and Beard show. Maybe I can get him right, dude. Maybe he needs to come hang out with me for a little bit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Come on up here and kick it with Hat and Beard, dude. I'll get him squared away. Dude, TA can come. How's this? TA can come spend the off season and the summer leading up to training camp with Hat and Beard, dude. And he'll show up to training camp with a mullet and a big old beard ready to rock and roll, dude. Let's go, dude. It's basics. You teach a child, roll with the wrong crowd. It's the whole lay with the laying with the dogs, you get the fleas, dude. Boy Scouts guys like Monty get shit on while Yes. Yes, dude. Well, that's kind of the whole, like, crux of life, dude, is everyone wants to shit. It's easy to destroy a good man. It's hard to be a good man. You know what I'm saying? I heard the message to TA this offseason. Shut the fuck up about being great and start playing like it. I hope so, dude. I hope so. I hope somebody just came up and fucking cuffed him in the back of the head and said, dude, shut the fuck up. You gotta fucking prove it, dummy. Oy vey, fellas. Oy vey. What are we going to do with TA? Tweet him. Tweet at TA to watch the Hat and Beard Show. Get him in contact with me, brother. TA, I can get you squared away, dude. Don't worry. I take care of it. You'll end up growing a full-ass beard, showing up with a mullet, dude. We'll be ready to rock and roll, dude. And it come from an arrogant GM who rocks his own high school jersey. Fair. Fair. All right, guys. My wife showed me 2 pink lines. That's awesome. Probably said, fuck you, great like me, dog. Yeah, keep it up. Dude, for sure, dude. For sure. Yeah, and Rick, that's kind of how it goes, though, dude. You know, it's a matter of priorities, and eventually you just got to kind of shift gears, and you got to cut your losses, dude. And it is what it is, man. You got friends for a reason in a season, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. That's going to be it for today, boys and girls, lads and lasses. Try to have yourself a good rest of the day. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, right? We'll be right back here tomorrow, Wednesday at 10 a.m. to 11 for another installation of the Hat and Beard Show. We'll see what kind of news breaks. Anything we can talk about, anything. It is the off season, so we're slogging through it. But you're here with me, and I'm here with you. Appreciate that. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out the door. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live every single day, 10 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. Share this video around if you haven't already, or at the very least, just copy that link down on your clipboard. It does count as a share. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day, boys and girls. We'll catch you next time. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been Attentive Audience. Until next time, bonga bonga. Frig off.